Amazon is working on probably the biggest change in the history. If you're the Amazon seller using software to improve your sales, manage your inventory, optimize your listings, reprice your items with the AI, the list goes on, then you should listen to it. For the last 15 years or even more, Amazon was using MWS to communicate with the external software and the apps. In 2023, it no longer will be the case because then every single app, every single script will have to migrate to the newest SPA API. And today I will show you how to migrate from the MWS to the SPA API whenever it's the custom script or the old legacy project that you no longer use or you no longer have documentation for. We can handle this. Hey, I'm Jakob from Deltologic, custom software agency for Amazon, where we help Amazon sellers building their custom software solutions, integrate with APIs and automate the processes. Today I prepared a presentation for you, so I'll walk you through the whole migration process. What is it about? Why should you care? What are the benefits and how the process looks like? Let's jump to the presentation. So Amazon MWS to SPA API migration. First of all, what is the MWS and what is the SPA APIs? So the old MWS is actually called Amazon Marketplace Web Service, and it's been there for last 10 or 15 years. And basically, when you're building some software, you're probably using the old MWS. I even created the old video on this channel when I gathered the order from the MWS and put them to the Google Sheets. Right now, I think from like 2 or 3 years, Amazon started pushing towards the new Selling Partner API, which is a JSON-based API that is modern, very well documented. Whenever you are building the new software, you should use the Selling Partner API. And as you see here, basically on December 31st, 2023, MWS no longer will be available. It won't even exist. So here we have also other dates, because December 31st, it's actually not really the case. So in July 31st, there will be few sections of the old MWS API that no longer will exist, no longer will work. Those are MWS Merchant Fulfillment, Orders API, and Reports API. If your script of your app right now is using those three, it will simply break after July 31st. So as you see, the whole migration is actually really urgent, because if you rely on a software, literally within a day, your business can collapse. And then after September 30, 2023, MWS Products API also will be depreciated. And finally, the date, December 31st, 2023, all of the sections of the old MWS will be deactivated and your app should be fully migrated up and running using the Selling Partner API. Now let's check if you should actually care to migrate to the SPA API, because this change obviously won't affect everyone. So this change affects definitely sellers who are directly integrating with the MWS. So for example, if you have your own private app and then custom scripts to gather the data, push the data to the Amazon, reprice your inventory, then you should really care, because then you should literally migrate your whole app and use the new SPA API. And this I will actually show you in a moment. Also, if you are using a third-party software, so if the company is actually built on top of the MWS, and if this company won't migrate on time, then also your business have potential to crash. And of course, if you're thinking about building your custom software script and integration, then you should directly use the Selling Partner API. Now let me show you what does the migration actually look like. So here at Deltologic, we used a 5 steps approach. First, we analyze current code and the logic. I'll tell you more later for each step in a moment. Second of all, we optimize the current app. We simplify and optimize the logic. We do things such as batch requests, beta infrastructure, and we recreate everything as it was in production code with the best quality. Third, we do expansion of the current app, current software, which is the extra step. You don't necessarily need to do that, but it's definitely worth it, especially if you go into recreate the whole logic of your current app and rewrite it to the new API. This is the best time to actually add the new features and integrations. Then we document everything. Deltologic, we know that all of the old legacy software, which was created years ago, doesn't really keep up with the documentation. And then whenever there's a new person, a company, new developer working on the old system, it's extremely hard and expensive to work and develop new features to that. During the migration process, we recommend you to spend a little bit more time and document everything. Step 5, development. This is the best process because this is where the magic happens. It's simply creating a new, better version of the app or the script for your company. Alright, now let me go through each of the steps and talk in detail about it. Step number 1, analyze current code and logic. So as you see here on the left side, we have the old MWS script built in Python. So the way we analyze the logic without having the documentation is we dive deep into the code, try to run it, try to understand what the old developer had in mind. Then we are checking the old MWS documentation and we make sure that we understand everything. Step number 2, this is where the magic happens as well. So we should simplify and optimize the logic. If something was built in a wrong way in the past, we shouldn't rewrite it using the new technology. We should actually sit down and think how we can improve, optimize when it comes to algorithms complexity. So here you have the chart showing the differences between the different algorithms. You can think about the functions and different O notations. So for example, if your script was built in the squared notation on the green one, and if you manage to optimize it, the logarithmic notation, you potentially will save a lot of times. Your script or your whole project will run much faster and definitely more efficient. Allocation, copies, memory process, and cache performance. I don't want to go very in deep into this process, but here make sure that everything was done correctly in the first place, and when it is possible, we try to optimize the memory space and cache performance. So most of the times this is actually equivalent to saving the costs, sizes of your databases, and speed of your front end, because you don't necessarily have to access the data multiple times. You can do it in a smart way and access it, for example, just once. The number of instructions, this is basically something similar to algorithmic complexity, but here I also want to give you a very nice example. In the old MWS API, in order to retrieve the orders, you had to, for example, do the request 10 times. Here in the newest API, Amazon introduced batch requests. So instead of doing 10 requests, we can simplify this using just one batch request, and we no longer have to worry about throttling the API or exceeding the limits. Production code. As I mentioned, this is the best time to create the highest quality code, including unit tests, proper documentation, and structure of the whole project. Better infrastructure of the app or the script. Here, this is also the great time to think about the new cloud solutions which are all out there. If you were building your MWS solution 10 years ago, you may keep everything on the old EC2 instance, which is the server, and today we have much better solutions. So for example, we can use headless solutions such as Lambda, when we don't have to think and worry about scaling issues when our script will have too much of traffic or too many requests. It will also help you to create a new CI/CD pipelines, creating Docker containers, and so on. Those are obviously handled by our internal DevOps, but I just wanted to let you know here that those are the steps that we can help you with. Number 3, which is again extra, when you migrate your MWS app to the newest API, this is the best time to think about new features and integrations. You can think about it as, for example, creating the new integrations for different Amazon marketplace. If you are selling on Germany and United States because you grew over the time, while rewriting the logic, we can easily add those things. Even if you sell on a different marketplace, for example, Kaufland or Walmart, and you want your app to access different data sources while rewriting the old script, the old app, this is the best time to also implement features like that. Another case is if you want to sync your data to Google Sheets, Power BI or SQL or any different services, this is the best time to add it. One of our clients' examples, if you're running your whole backend, your whole operations on the old MWS scripts connected to different databases, and you want to have a very nice UI for your customers to see the data in a nice way, this is the best time to create a custom web app application with charts, users, and so on. Also, one of the common requests that we have from our clients is to gather the additional data from Amazon. As you know, data is a new oil, and Amazon and different companies not necessarily want to share all of that freely. In order to gather the data that is not available in the API, we can create the additional scripts that scrapes the data for you and sync into your databases. Now let me go back to point number 4, which is writing technical documentation of the projects. Again, if you have the legacy code, legacy project that went through different developers, this is the best time to invest a little bit time and create a technical documentation of your project. So every new person can easily jump in, read about it, and develop new features. Here with some examples that we did for our clients. Now step 5, which is the most exciting step, is to code a new better version of your app or the script. This is obviously the most consuming process because here we have to build everything from scratch using our new practices, new API, and creating the new features based on the technical documentation that we put together for you. And here we have the example of one of our clients, Greg, that we built the whole system from scratch. Basically, we built him Amazon warehouse management and restocking system, fully integrated to the newest SP API, with the front end and the back end running in the cloud. And if you are interested into solutions like this, definitely this is the great time to build them. Some of the functionalities that we managed to build for him are automatically scanning and analyzing products, fully optimizing and restocking process, warehouse and inventory management system, replenishments to Amazon FBA. Before I tell you how you can use our help with the migration process, just wanted to let you know a little bit about us. So we are a custom software agency based internationally in Europe, building software for our clients from all around the world. We have over 20 engineers on board. We have successfully worked with clients from over 10 different countries, and we are getting constantly 100% customer satisfaction rates. Also, we worked with the global research centers such as Yale, Bologna University, Mannheim, and Fortune 500 such as Dana. I highly recommend you to check our portfolio of the projects and the reviews on our website. Now, if you need the help with the migration process, those are the 4 easy steps that you can do. Simply go to our website, fill up the form, or contact us directly using this email, contact@deltologic.com, to book a meeting. Later on, I or someone from my team will jump on a quick call to identify your project scope. Afterwards, once we do our homework and determine the essential functionalities and goals of your project, we'll get back with the offer to you. Once we make the decision, sign the contract, and we start working together, you'll get in touch with dedicated project manager that will guide you through the rest of the process. I hope that makes sense for you guys, and I hope I helped some of you with the migration process. Either if you want to do it by your own or you need the help, let me know and I'll be happy to help you. Thanks for watching, guys, and I see you in the next one.